How to make adjusting entries. Hi guys, this is Jesse Alcaraz. I teach people accounting, business, and financial literacy concepts. And for this evening, we will be learning about adjusting entries. For accounting students, adjusting entries would be considered isa sa pinakamahirap na topic in the basic accounting. Because again, just like any accounting subject, it requires a lot of analysis. And just to give you an overview before we go into the actual discussion, basically adjusting entries is just a way for our accounting records to be updated. Kumbaga, meron tayong na-record na in the past and then we just want to update it or make a correction. So, kung meron kang sariling listahan, Bisaya ng listahan, no? Kung meron kang sariling way of record keeping, kung magkakamali ka, you can just erase your answer or erase the figures and then isusulat mo lang yung kung ano yung tama. So, for example, you have supplies. Supplies was recorded initially at 5,000 pesos. At the end of the month, naging 1,000 na lang siya. So, instead of 5,000, you will just be erasing it and then papalitan mo na lang ng 1,000. However, for us accountants and for us accounting students, we don't want to make erasures because it would erase the audit trail. Okay? So, ayaw nating mawala yung trail, ayaw nating mawala yung accounting records natin previously. So, instead of making an erasure and writing the correct balances, we make adjusting entries. So, adjusting entries. So, in introduction, suppose a business pays rent for an entire year in advance. So, that is 12 months. But they want to keep track of what they actually use month by month. If they don't adjust, okay, so hindi tayo gagawa ng adjusting entry, it will look like they paid a huge amount of rent in 1 month, normally January, and nothing for the rest of the year, which is not true. Because again, the initial payment for the rent is good for 1 year. Therefore, every month na dumadaan, we should be making an expense equivalent for 1 month. To fix that, the business makes an adjusting entry each month to show how much of the rent has been used up, and that's what you call a rent expense. So that is how an adjusting entry works. So what is its definition? Adjusting journal entries are entries used to update. Okay, the keyword there is update or make corrections to the accounts prior to the preparation of the financial statements because they affect more than one accounting period. So the adjusting entries is a matter of updating. So just like yung ginawa kong example kanina, assuming na on January 1, meron tayong 5,000 worth of supplies. So, pagkabili natin, nakapag-record tayo ng 5,000 na supplies. By the end of the month, January 30, 2,000 na lang yung natira. Ito yung actual. Okay? Ito yung na-record natin and then ito na lang yung actual. Although the 2,000 na lang yung supplies natin, but in terms of records, 5,000 pa yung na-record natin. That is why we have to make an adjusting entry to update the supplies. From 5,000, dapat gawin natin siyang 2,000. And how do we do that? We deduct 3,000 pesos worth of supply. So, babawasan natin yan. So, itong 3,000 pesos na ibabawas natin, this is what you call the adjusting entry. So, what is its importance? Adjusting entries make sure that the business's financial records reflect the actual or the real situation, the actual use of resources, and the money owed. They make sure that dito na papasok yung tinatawag nating accrual basis of accounting. So, accrual basis of accounting pertains to expenses that are recorded when they are actually used, not just when they are paid. So, again, a lot of businessmen employs the cash basis of accounting wherein meron na silang mga expenses, may mga babayaran na sila dapat kasi nakagamit na sila ng internet, nakagamit na sila ng kuryente, or dumaan na yung ilang days na nakapagtrabaho na yung mga employees nila, but they are not yet paid. So, sa cash accounting, wala pang expenses kasi wala pang binabayad. But, in order for us to have better accuracy, accrual talaga yung system na dapat natin gamitin. And in relation to expenses, they should be recorded when they are actually used. In relation naman sa income, income is recorded when it is earned. Kailan na-earn ang income? If it pertains to services, kapag naka-render na tayo ng service, or naka-deliver na tayo ng goods, deliver goods. So, pag naka-render na or nakapag-deliver na ng goods, that is already earned. And that is already an income, not just when we receive the money. Third thing is the financial reports show a more accurate picture of how the business is doing. So, basically, those are the important points bakit tayo nag-adjusting entry. So, for this evening, we will be discussing prepayments. Prepayments lang muna, isa-isahin natin to. So, what are prepayments? So, these are expenses already paid, binayaran natin, but not yet incurred or used. So, basically, these are advance payments. Okay? Advance payments for expenses na gagamitin natin in the future. So, yan po yung tinatawag na mga prepayments. Nagbabayad tayo in advance for expenses that we will incur or use in the future. So, there are two methods na pwede natin gamitin for prepayments. Meron tayong asset method tsaka expense method. But for this discussion, let's just focus on the asset method. So, journal entry upon payment is debit, prepaid expense, credit, cash. So, we will be recording the payment in this manner. Prepaid expense, take note prepaid expense is an asset. Hindi po yan expense account. Kaya nga tinatawag siyang asset method because the prepayments will be recorded as assets first before they will be expense. And then credit cash kasi nagbayad tayo, mababawasan yung cash natin. And then, if nagamit na natin siya, when we incur expenses in relation to those accounts, the adjusting entry would be debiting the corresponding expense accounts. And then, since hindi na natin siya babayaran, kasi nga, binayaran natin siya in advance, we will just be charging the asset account. So, we will have 3 examples in relation to that. So, again, hindi na tayo maglalabas ng pera, but instead, we will be reducing the asset related to that prepayments. So, kung may tanong kayo, feel free to make comments na lang since again, this is a little bit tricky and complicated. So, example 1. On April 30, take note of the date Take note of the date. On April 30, X company paid 36,000 pesos worth of insurance premiums for 2 years. Again, we will be analyzing it later. And give the adjusting entry on June 30. Nagbayad tayo April 30, and then the adjusting entry required will be on June 30, 2016. So, the entry on April 30 is this one, prepaid insurance. Again, this is an asset. Nadagdagan yung asset natin, therefore, it demands a debit. And since nagbawas tayo ng pera, cash is also an asset, kaya siya may credit na 36,000 pesos. To record payment for the insurance, good for 2 years. Take note the 36,000 is good for 2 years. Now, we are required to make an adjusting entry on June 30. April 30, June 30, that is good for 2 months. Meaning, sa 2 years, okay? Sa 2 years na insurance natin, there is already 2 months na nag-expire. Okay? Na-expire. So, in accounting, that is considered an expense already kasi there is already a portion na na-expire or na-incur na gamit. So, hindi na po 36 yung prepaid insurance natin. Hindi na siya dapat 36 kasi nga may 2 months na na-expire. So, we will be computing for the adjusting entry ngayon. The entry actually is debit insurance expense 3,000 pesos, credit prepaid insurance 3,000 pesos. So, the 3,000 pesos is the expired portion of the insurance. So, paano kinuha ang 3,000 pesos? Simple lang. 36,000, ito po yung value ng prepaid insurance. And take note, this is good for 2 years. That is why we will be dividing it by 24 months. So, every month, merong nag-expire na 1,500 pesos worth of insurance. And since 2 buwan po yung required for our adjusting entry, we will be multiplying it by 2, kaya 3,000 pesos yung magiging adjustment natin. So, debit insurance expense, this is an expense account, and then babawasan po natin yung prepaid insurance natin ng 3,000. So, in our balance sheet, initially, meron tayong 36 na prepaid insurance. Okay? So, ito yung initial. However, meron na tayong expired na 2 months. So, babawasan natin siya ng 3,000 pesos. Therefore, ang matitirang prepaid insurance na lang is 33,000 pesos. Which, again, this is reflective of the actual or the real situation. Kasi nga, natapos na yung 2 months. So again, feel free to make some questions. Next, example number 2. Supplies account showed a balance of 4,000 pesos. Ito yung parang beginning balance niya or balance niya at yung recent balance na record natin. Supplies used during the year amounted to 2,300. Give the adjusting entry on December 31. So, the 4,000 here is the last record. Okay? Last recorded amount or balance ng ating supplies. So, sa accounting records natin, 4,000 pa yung recorded. However, based on the additional information na nakuha natin, of the 4,000, meron ng 2,300 ang nagamit. Okay? Question, 4,000 pa ba siya dapat? The answer is hindi na kasi nga merong 2,300 na nabawas. Therefore, we have to make an adjusting entry para i-update ang records natin. So, we will be debiting supplies expense 2,300, then credit supplies. So, babawasan natin si supplies because supplies is an asset and in order to reduce it, kailangan siya ng credit to record supplies. So, paano siya na-compute? Actually, there's no need for computation because yung 2,300, it was the supplies used during the year. It was already given in the problem. So, from 4,000 na supplies, nagamit daw yung 2,300. So, kung tatanungin tayo, magkano dapat yung record natin for supplies, it will be 1,700. So, 1,700 yung dapat nating balance sa record because in reality, 1,700 din yung actual supplies natin na natira sa bodega. Okay? So, match na yung record natin and yung actual. Example number 3, baliktad naman ito. The trial balance of Mongol Cafe shows kitchen supplies amounting to 8,400. So, this was the last recorded balance natin. However, it was found out that at the end of the year, 1,480 na lang yung on hand. Meaning, ito na lang yung natira. Initially, it was 8,400, but at the end of the year, 1,480 na lang yung natira. Therefore, the actual balance natin is not reflective of the record already. So, adjusting entry. So, the answer is debit kitchen supplies 6,920, then credit kitchen supplies 6,920. So we will be recording the 6,920 as an expense, and then babawasan natin ng kitchen supplies. Babawasan natin yung asset natin ng 6,920. Saan galing yung 6,920? Remember that the record natin, okay, we have a balance of 8,400 na supplies. And then, ang natira na lang daw, okay, ang natira na lang is 1,480. Okay, so this is the actual balance. So this is based on records. Sa ato pa, okay, Bisaya ano. This means na meron nawala, okay, or merong nabawas na 6,920. Ito yung balance natin, ito yung actual. Balance natin in records, ito yung actual. Therefore, may missing. Okay? May missing na 6,920. And since there are no other information, bakit siya nawala, we will be assuming na itong 6,920 nagamit ito. Kaya, we will be recording a supplies expense amounting to 6,920, and then we will be matching our record with the actual balance. How do we do that? We reduce our kitchen supplies, and since kitchen supplies is an asset, reducing it would demand a credit. Kaya meron tayong credit na 6,920 to kitchen supplies. So, there you have it, the first part of our discussion ng adjusting entries, because again, this is a lengthy topic and medyo complicated. That is why iniisa-isa na lang natin siya. So, probably we will still be having 3 to 4 discussions on adjusting entries before moving on to the next part of the accounting cycle. And by the way, if you are interested in having a one-on-one discussion with me for your accounting and business concerns, feel free to give me a message. And at the same time, if you are looking for a protection for yourself, your family, and your business, then I can also assist, because I'm also a financial advisor in their Sun Life. That would be all, and maayong gabi sa tanan.